Europe faces an unprecedented number of challenges today: the redrawing of borders in the east, an over-reliance on the importing of fossil fuels, and a stagnation in the economy, combined with new factors such as cyber warfare. Ukraine today came to the Olympic Stadium in Kyiv to find out a bit more about this at the European Youth Parliament event, which is focusing on security issues. Over the past few days, 150 young Europeans have been here discussing Europe's security outlook. During a conference session, the participants heard from the EU ambassador to Ukraine, Jan-CHRISTOPHE, who said today's security situation is more dramatic than before the fall of the Berlin Wall.
25 years later, we are with similar ideas and with similar challenge in Kyiv. Also, the situation is even more dramatic than it used to be 25 years ago, because there is a war, and security means not only a question of shaping political structures for a world or European order, but also how to assure security in very basic terms.
The previous point is done, you get the mark.
So, what did the leaders of the future conclude could be done to improve Europe's fragile security situation, borders and economic outlook?
So, sanctions that were imposed actually by European Union on Russia, as we all know, has some reverse effect.
And we came up with several recommendations, such as creating a common EU battle group, either composed of individual member state armies and contingents, or actually contributed to and answerable to EU institutions themselves.
The Council of Europe's Citizenship Director, JEAN-CHRISTOPHE, also spoke during the conference, during which he discussed the importance of building one nation in Ukraine.
I think one of the key messages from Maidan movement is indeed that there was a very strong aspiration from the population, but particularly from the youth, to be responsible for their own destiny, their own movement. There was a very strong call for, in a way, human dignity, and there was a very strong call for freedom, for human rights, indeed, rule of law and democracy. And this is what actually the Council of Europe is working on.
Organisers of the event said they hoped it would play a part in developing Ukraine's future.
We changed the topic of the event to focus on the security issues. This is why we have the Agro and Security Kyiv, and we have 9 dimensions focusing on different security topics: financial security, environmental, energy, agronomy security, and of course military and governance security, which have become hot topics in Ukraine but also for Europe, and have become very acute due to the situation in Ukraine.
It's great to bring young people from across Europe to Kyiv and have them see that it's a very green, normal, safe, nice city, and particularly to introduce them to young Ukrainian people and see that young Ukrainians are very much the exact same as young people from anywhere else in Europe. They have the same dreams and aspirations.
Changes all the time, and such changes can be a really good factor pushing itself to that better development.
The decision to hold the security conference in Kyiv was no accident. In the face of recent Russian aggression, Ukraine chose the European path. Now the fortunes of Brussels and Kyiv are closely wedded together, with reforms in both required for the present and the future.